What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome to another video. I hope everybody's doing well, and let's get straight into things. So you'll see on Thursday we traded down quite aggressively, running into this bullish order block on the daily. Now I didn't actually bring our attention to this. I wish I did, but yeah, there's bullish order block here, and as price traded into that, this is now going to act as a propulsion block. As we're bullish on the longer term, when price pulls back down into an order block like this, a bullish one, we can anticipate a strong reaction, and that's what we and that's what we witnessed today. So that was quite interesting. But yeah, moving into the next day, I can start from the daily to mark out the levels that I want to see get respected. If we are to remain bullish, which I am, I do want to see the 50% level of this long wick get respected, so I'm going to get that delineated for us right now. And another thing to take note of is I do believe tomorrow, as in Friday, we may stay quite consolidated. I wouldn't be surprised if we stayed between this high and this low, like if we stayed in this range. That wouldn't surprise me in the slightest, because once we drop down to lower time frames, you'll see what I mean. But first of all, let's just get that consequent encroachment drawn out like so. And this is the lowest I want to see price trade tomorrow if there's for any sell side delivery. And so yeah, so let's drop down to the 4 hour. And you'll see that that lines up with this bullish order block down here, and that is the very lowest I'm willing to let dollar trade. Now you can see we have already opened on the Friday, but nothing as drastic as yesterday. So another thing I want to bring our attention to is definitely this inversion fair value gap that's been created on the 4 hour. So if you look here, price delivered on the downside and then the upside, and what you'll find is a fair value gap here that's been traded through 2 times, sell side and buy side. So I'm now looking at this bullish order block to provide support, because it should act as an inversion fair value gap. It's bullish order block as well, but it's also an inversion fair value gap in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark out the midpoint of this, and I'm looking tomorrow for price to respect this midpoint as well, preferably, if we are to continue with bullish price action. Now we do have high impact news at 8:30, so hopefully there should be some more setups to start running into these highs, and then we have a nice fair value gap up here as a target. So I'm just going to get these highs marked out for buy side liquidity as a draw here and here. And then, like I said, because I do think we may stay range bound between this high and this low, and there is a fair value gap here to fill as well. So if we do manage to trade through these highs, it'll be nice to see if we can fill this imbalance. And again, there's another inversion fair value gap right here that's been created with this volume imbalance. So in terms of upside delivery, that is what I have my eyes on. And in terms of downside delivery, I'm going to be looking at how we treat in this midpoint and whether price wants to respect it. So let's drop down to the hourly, and you'll see already, just as 8 p.m. starts, which is the Asian range expansion, we're starting to trade down into that fair value gap. So it is just a matter of waiting. I wouldn't be surprised if we consolidated through that. But if that is the case, then I'd like to see expansion in London away from this 50% level to start hinting at higher prices with a run up into the buy side liquidity. But yeah, today was quite interesting. We came down much deeper than anticipated for the pullback, because if you remember, I was stating I do want to see higher prices, and I've been wanting to see higher prices all week. But I didn't expect us to trade so deeply down, but nothing to be concerned about. Like I said, on the daily, we simply traded down into this bullish order block right here. So let's just drop down to the hourly and look at that. See, we touched that, traded higher, and now you can see that price is making its way up. Another thing to take note of is this swing high has been taken out now. So as far as I'm concerned, we are in a bullish buy program, as in we should be hunting for buy side liquidity. So any fall in price we should see as a false fall and look for setups. So moving into the new day, what am I looking for? Well, preferably I'd like to think that we can respect this fair value gap. Yes, price can fill it, but preferably I'd like to see the 50% level get respected, and I'd like to think that we won't even think about touching anywhere down here. But anyway, yeah, moving into the new day, I want to see respect of this, and I'll be looking for setups away. So as we're trading away from this fair value gap, I'll be obviously looking for shorts on the pairs with an expectation to run for Thursday's high and potentially Wednesday's high, with again that fair value gap up here that I may want to get filled. So that's my analysis on dollar. And guys, join the Discord. I am active in there, so make sure to join the Discord. And yeah, let's go straight on to GBP USD, and we'll start here on the daily. Now I did trade today. There is a video before this that came out. Make sure to check it out. And yeah, you'll see that GBP traded higher, took out buy stops, and again, where do I want to see price respect? If we are to remain bearish, the highest I want to see price trade is going to be the 50% level of this wick. So let's get that delineated like so. We'll make that dashed, and that's going to be the very highest I want to see price trade if we are to remain bearish on pound. So let's now drop down to the 4 hour, and you'll see how price traded up, running out these buy stops right here, and then aggressively traded down, which is where I got in on my trade. Now there is a rejection block that's formed up here, so price may want to draw into that, but the 4 hour isn't really giving us much. So let's go to the 1 hour in terms of drawing liquidity, and what you will find is, again, there is a bullish order block up here that price may want to trade into. Here's my trade. I got the lion's portion off the move, which ICT preaches, which I'm happy about. And again, I'll make sure to link that trade execution video in this video. So on the 15 minute, there is actually a breaker. We have a high, a low, a higher high, and then price is broken to the downside. So I do believe we are slowly, very slowly, excuse me, making our way up into this breaker block. I would like to think that we can respect it in the new day. But obviously we'll have to see how price treats it. We can reach up above this level, and if that's the case, so be it. But like, preferably I'd like to think that this breaker block on the 15 minute is going to act as a breaker, as in we will see a reaction away from that. If that is the case, it's very well possible that Asia may see us make that high, and then London we start moving lower straight away. So definitely take that into consideration. You'll also see that some relative equal lows have now formed below here, more south side liquidity for us to draw to, so let's get that drawn out. And yeah, just generally I want to see us trade up into here. Another thing to take note of is if we look at this range and then we go onto the trading range, not standard deviation, you'll see how price is currently, and this lines up with optimal trade entry for a sell. Now I'm not saying to go in and sell right now, because but what I'm saying is that if we are bearish, this should continue. This using the Fibonacci should help us to frame the trade in terms of knowing where optimal trade positions are. So again, a breaker lines up with that to help support our bias. But yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see how price treats this level. If we trade above it and start trading higher, I don't know what's going on. We're just speculators here, but overall I'm looking to see how we treat this level. So yeah, let's now go on to Euro, and you'll see that Euro hasn't traded as aggressively higher as GBP has on the retracement, so that's quite interesting. But yeah, let's go to Euro. We'll start on the daily. I also traded Euro today. And again, you can already imagine, where am I going to put the highest point that I want to see price trade? It's going to be, let me get rid of these, that's distracting. Ooh. It's going to be the midpoint of this, so we can get that delineated like so. We'll get the midpoint of that drawn out, and that's going to be the highest I expect price to be trading in the new day. Now again, if it trades above it, then my bias will change, and I'll probably stay out the charts completely, because this should get respected if we are to see downwards price action, assuming dollar wants to continue higher. You can see we traded higher. Where did we run into? Bearish order block up here and a breaker block, high, low, high, high. This is the last down close candle. If we drag that right out, you'll see how we traded through that, wicked through it yesterday, and now we're just making our way back into this bearish order block. So if we go to the 1 hour, we may be able to identify a breaker similar to pound. Let's go to the 15 minute, and again we got a high, low, lower high, and then price is broken down. So I am looking at this swing right here as a potential draw for Euro, as in Euro may want to trade into that before we see any selling off. So it may want to fill in this range, trade up to that, and then continue lower, assuming dollar wants to offer us higher prices. So that's my expectations moving into Friday. Honestly, really nothing much, but I just want to say, anticipate a Judas swing moving into the new day. So anticipate London making some kind of high, and then a reversal happening, just like what we saw today. We moved very aggressively higher on Euro during London, and then for the rest of the day we traded lower, which is where I got in the trade, because it was on my side of the curve, as in I was expecting lower prices. So same thing I'm expecting tomorrow. I'm looking to sell above open, moving into the new day. We do have high impact news for euro as well, so we may see a lot of volatility. But overall, so long as, again, let me go back to Dixie. So long as Dixie wants to respect this inversion fair value gap, I'm happy to be bullish. But like I said, if this inversion fair value gap gets traded to on the downside, that kind of price action is simply too ugly for me, and I'll probably just stay out the charts completely. So yeah, make sure you join Discord, smash that subscribe button, guys. Hope you found this insightful. Very quick video, but I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.